everyone, we're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Please let me know if there's any issue with the audio or video. As you can see, I changed the setup a great deal. Different microphone, different camera. We only have 4 teams who've sent me their team names so far. Go ahead, if you're watching, and send a team name to thequizmister@gmail.com. And we'll get started playing in about 5 minutes. Let's go back to our fun music. Oh. Is the volume okay? I just realized I've closed all the chats. There we go. That should be much better. Go ahead and send a team name to thequizmister@gmail.com. Put you on the board. Start with trivia. At the end of each round, send me your answers. I'll be explaining it as we go. Round number 1 will be today in history. Round number 2 will be the alphabet round, where every answer begins with the same letter of the alphabet round. So find that a little easier for obvious reasons. Round number 3 will be a video round, or as I like to call it, let's dodge a copyright strike. And the final round will be a general knowledge round. It is a secret text of today in history. Chat here, make sure I'm not missing anything. Welcome, let's get quizzical and take you on board. Okay, so round number 1, as I say, is going to be today in history. We'll get started in 1 minute. Please submit your team names before you go to the first few questions. That way I can have a better idea of how long it will take to go on. Other than that, submit your answers before we come back for round number 2, obviously. Because otherwise I start to get very suspicious. Obviously we have a winner, but there's prizes because this is that. This is free. I want to keep it that way. That being said, if anyone's watching on Twitch, you can do the Twitch Prime subscription and things free, and then steal some money from Jeff Bezos. Simple form. Nothing wrong with that. I watch it on Twitch too. Yeah. Round number 1. Okay, round number 1, question number 1. I'll repeat each question at least 3 times. Exactly 3. Go Okay, we know it. Should have had the chat open the whole time. That was my fault. Can you now hear me over the music? Sorry, the chat is usually a lot better than this. I see Mike. I have. Is that better? I know there's a 15-20 second delay. Thank you so much. Let me go through that all much quicker. Go ahead and submit your team name to thequizmister@gmail.com. Round number 1 will be today in history. I'll explain everything else as we go. Bam. The mic is new, but it should be set up correctly. There we go. I'm audible again. Wunderbar. All I was saying was that shite about Twitch Prime that everyone always says. Steal $5 from Jeff Bezos. If you subscribe, I'm going to mostly concentrate on Twitch these days. I'm currently on the YouTube chat because I can't get them both running at the same time. Actually, I think I can now that I think about it. I will get that set up after question number 1. Round number 1 will be today in history. Round 2 will be the alphabet round, where every answer begins with the same letter of the alphabet. Round 3 will be let's avoid a copyright strike, the movie round, or video round, but it is movies this week. And the final round will be general knowledge. It's nice to see the chat is quieting down because I normally don't look at it because I'm worried about having to yell at people. Some of these questions are going to seem impossibly difficult and some incredibly easy, depending on whether or not you already knew the answer. I will speak more slowly as we do the actual questions. Feel free to let me know if anything else goes soft or the lighting gets terrible. What are you going to do? Round number 1. Question number 1. Which late-night TV host played teacher Chuck Noblet, or Noblet, N-O-B-L-E-T, on the TV series Strangers with Candy? Which late-night TV host played teacher Chuck Noblet, N-O-B-L-E-T, on the TV series Strangers with Candy? I've seen a bunch of that show and just realized I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Question number 1 for the last time. Which late-night TV host played the teacher Chuck Noblet on the TV series Strangers with Candy? Question number 2. What name is given to the highest class of single-seater auto racing championships? What name is given to the highest class of single-seater auto racing championship? In between round 1 and 2, I will have a look at the chat. As I say, at the moment, I'm looking mostly at Twitch, or sorry, mostly at YouTube. Let me pull up the Twitch. There it is. I also have everything open to let us know if we start dropping frames or if there's any issue with the stream at all. So hopefully we can avoid last week's debacle. There's the chat room. Yay, wunderbar. All right, question number 2 for the last time. What name is given to the highest class of single-seater auto racing championship? When it comes to people's names, for those of you playing for the first time, I only ever care about the last name and I don't care about spelling. It's Jeopardy. It's like Jeopardy, only less sexist. Question number 3. Name the actress who played Dorothy on the show Golden Girls. Give me the last name of the actress who played Dorothy on Golden Girls, and for a bonus point, what was her last name? Again, I don't care about the spelling with either of those last names, but each is worth a point. Question number 3 again. Who played the character Dorothy on Golden Girls? Or as it's called in Ireland, Golden Girls. And a bonus point if you can tell me that character's last name. Question number 4. Which city is home to the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court? What city is home to the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court? Question number 4 for the last time. Which city is home to the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court? If you haven't done so already, please send a team name to thequizmister@gmail.com so we can get you on the board. And don't submit your answers until the end of each round. At the moment, let's go on to question number 5. In which movie does Bill Murray perform the song More Than This? In which movie does the actor Bill Murray perform the song More Than This? So I didn't have time to set up the link to the Seattle Hospitality Emergency Fund, but they're still raising money and they're still doing great work for bartenders who are currently out of work. If you don't feel like donating to that because you'd like to be more direct, as soon as the bars open up, actually, while you're waiting for the bars to open up, every time you have a beer, put $1 away. Put $1 away. That's a tip you would have given them. Then give it to your bar when you get there, when it opens up. That's what I'll be doing, and I've been keeping track, and it's a terrifying amount. Absolutely terrifying. Question number 5 for the last time. In which movie does Bill Murray perform the song More Than This? Question number 6, still on songs. Who recorded the singles Superstition, Sir Duke, and I Wish? Who recorded the singles Superstition, Sir Duke, and I Wish? And I have a mute button. It's very handy. Question number 6 for the last time. Who recorded the singles Superstition, Sir Duke, and I Wish? Question number 7. Which 4-word phrase from the book of Genesis is the motto of Edison Township, New Jersey? Which four-word phrase from the book of Genesis is the official motto of Edison Township in New Jersey? Nah. If you can work out where I live, then try not to murder me. Question number 7 for the last time. Which four-word phrase from the book of Genesis is the motto for Edison Township, New Jersey? Question number 8. Wouldn't be trivia without it. What is the capital of Venezuela? What is the capital city of Venezuela? Oh, I just thought of something I can do if you subscribe. If you subscribe once, I'll start sending you the questions at the end. After trivia is over, I'll send you a link to the movie round and the questions and answers, so you can either do some trivia at home with someone who wasn't playing, or just check to see if I got anything wrong. If I got anything wrong, do let me know. Not now, later. Question number 9. Question 8 again for the last time was, what is the capital of Venezuela? Question number 9. Who is the only actor to have appeared in all of the following movies? Pulp Fiction, Taxi Driver, Reservoir Dogs, and Thelma and Louise. Who is the only actor to have appeared in Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Taxi Driver, and Thelma and Louise? And question number 10, last question of this round. Name the religious leader at the center of the Jonestown Massacre. Name the religious leader at the center of the Jonestown Massacre. I know. For a bonus point, in which country did that take place? So question number 10, name the religious leader at the center of the Jonestown Massacre. And for a bonus point, in which country did that take place? Okay, I'm very quickly going to go through all of the questions. Once we're done, I want you to submit your answers to thequizmister@gmail.com. I will score them and back with round 2, which will be the alphabet round. 10 questions, same letter of the alphabet begins each correct answer. Here are the questions again, slightly too quickly. Question number 1. Which late-night TV show host played Chuck Noblette on the TV series Strangers with Candy? Question 2. What name is given to the highest class of single-seater auto racing championships? Question number 3. Who played Dorothy on Golden Girls? For bonus point, what is that character's last name? Question number 4. Which city is home to the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court? Question number 5. In which movie does Bill Murray perform the song More Than This? Question number 6. Who recorded the singles Superstition, Sir Duke, and I Wish? Question number 7. Which four-word phrase from the book of Genesis is the motto of Edison Township, New Jersey? Question number 8. What is the capital of Venezuela? Question number 9. Who's the only actor to have appeared in Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Taxi Driver, and Thelma and Louise? And finally, question number 10. Name the religious leader at the center of the Jonestown Massacre. And for a bonus point, in which country did that massacre take place? I'm going to take a break. It should be about 5 to 10 minutes tops. I will put up a 5-minute warning whenever we're coming back. By the time that timer is done, you must submit your answers for round number 1. Okay, let's see if this works. Oops, that's not it. Apologies, I'm still setting up a whole suite of new software. So let's try this. Alright, we should be back with no music playing. There we go. That's how that works. Let me know in the chat if I'm wrong and it didn't work. Like that there. So, I was a little off on how many teams we have, for which I apologize. We, in fact, have about 13 teams playing. We had a few teams submit answers at the last possible second, for which I thank you immensely. If anyone hasn't submitted their answers for round 1 yet, now is the time. In fact, it is last call for answers. You have about 20 seconds. Heck, let's just go ahead with the answers. Nope, those were all wrong. Okay. And here are the answers to round number 1. The TV late-night host that played Chuck Noblett on Strangers with Candy is Stephen Colbert. At the time, he was Stephen Colbert before he invented the character Colbert. Doesn't matter. Spelled the same. That'll come up later. So, Colbert is correct. The name of the highest class of single-seater auto racing championships is Formula 1, or F1. Who played Dorothy in Golden Girls? That was with the great B. Arthur, and her last name is Spornak. Didn't care about spelling with that one. S or a Z. It's spelled a Z, but we're all good. Question number 4. The city that's the home of the International Court of Justice is Hague, or The Hague. That's a city, not a place. The movie in which Bill Murray performs More Than This is Stevie Wonder. The 4-letter word that is the motto of Edison Township is Let There Be Light. The capital of Venezuela is Caracas. The only actor to have appeared in Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Taxi Driver, and Thelma and Louise is Harvey Keitel. And finally, the religious leader at the center of the Jonestown Massacre, the only answer I needed was Jones, Jim Jones. For the bonus, however, we're going to have a quick conversation. Can you join me at camera 2? Just a second. Just a second. Let's head over to camera 2 for a quick confab. Alright, so remember how earlier I said I don't care about spelling? I do care about spelling if you spell a different wrong answer. So for example, if the correct answer is Guyana, G-U-Y-A-N-A, and you write Ghana, G-H-A-N-A, that's a wrong answer. You didn't get the point. I apologize. But to be fair, I also didn't give the point to the one team that wrote French Guiana. Spelled Guyana correctly, but French Guiana is a different country. It's a very difficult and weird question. It's fine. I'm not going to tell the rest of them that you did that. This is just between me and you. I will see you at camera 1. It's all going to be okay. Sorry about that. So, those were the answers to round number 1. Round number 2 is simply called Echo, because that's E for Echo. And all of the correct answers begin with the letter E. That should seriously help. I just checked my answers as I was going over them, and I'd gotten one of my own questions wrong. It does happen. Here is round number 2. Oh, let me check and see if anyone else has submitted answers for round number 1. Yes, they have. I'll check the stamp on that and see when you sent it. Here is round number 2, Echo. Question number 1. Oh, I suppose I should pull up the chat in theory. There we go. There we go. All the correct answers begin with the letter E. If your answer doesn't begin with the letter E, it's probably wrong. Question number 1. The 1966 movie Incubus, I-N-C-U-B-U-S, starring William Shatner, was filmed almost entirely in what language? The 1966 movie Incubus, which starred William Shatner, was filmed almost entirely in what language? Question number 1 for the last time. The 1966 movie Incubus, starring William Shatner, was filmed almost entirely in what language? Question number 2. Question number 2. Which nation in the Horn of Africa has its capital in Asmara? A-S-M-A-R-A. Which nation in the Horn of Africa has its capital in Asmara? A-S-M-A-R-A. If you were here last week, you know what the answer isn't, because we did the capital of that country last week. Question number 2 for the last time. Which nation in the Horn of Africa has its capital in Asmara, or Ashmara, A-S-M-A-R-A? Question number 3. What is the first name of the woman Quasimodo falls in love with in The Hunchback of Notre Dame? What is the first name of the woman Quasimodo becomes infatuated with, I should say, in Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, which inexplicably has a happy ending in the Disney version? Question number 3 for the last time. What is the first name of the woman Quasimodo becomes obsessed with in The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Got more judgmental as it went on. Question number 4. What does an oologist study? What is studied by an oologist? O-O-L-O-G-I-S-T. What is studied by an oologist? O-O-L-O-G-I-S-T. Question number 5. What was the first name of Che Guevara? Question number 5 again. What was the first name of Che Guevara? It's bright red. Question number 6. A safer version of what technology was invented by Alicia Otis in 1852? A safer version of what technology was devised by Alicia Otis in 1852? Question 6 for the last time. A safer version of what technology was devised by Alicia Otis in 1852? Question 7. Which is the hardest substance in the human body? Which is the hardest substance in the human body? But again, quick reminder, all of the correct answers begin with the letter E. And that's the hardest in the human body. That would be on the Mohs scale. I'm sure some other nerd in the room with you probably just pointed that out. Congratulations, you're in the right place. Question number 7 for the last time. Which is the hardest substance in the human body? Question number 8. Question 8. Which federal agency shut down the containment unit in Ghostbusters? Which federal agency shut down the containment unit in the movie Ghostbusters? If you have Amazon Prime, if you could subscribe, it's free. That's all I'm going to say. Question number 9. Question 8 for the last time. Which federal agency shut down the containment unit in Ghostbusters? Question number 9. What does aardvark mean in English? It's originally from the language of Afrikaans. What does aardvark, A-A-R-D-V-A-R-K, mean in English? And question 10. Which brand of popular baked goods is owned and operated by Bimbo Bakeries USA? Which popular brand of baked goods is owned and operated by Bimbo Bakeries USA? So I'm going to do what I did before and very quickly go through the answers, or through the questions. I'm not sure exactly how helpful that is for anyone, but it saves, a little bit of time for me. Have your answers submitted before the end of the break. The break will end at about 8:01 because at 8 o'clock my whole street gets very noisy, and so we'll just leave it. I know that's a longer break than usual, but we're still ahead of schedule. We'll be done by 9. Here are the questions. Annoyingly quickly, Mr. Micro Machines style. Question number 1 again. The 1966 movie Incubus, starring William Shatner, was filmed almost entirely in which language? Question 2. Which nation in the Horn of Africa has its capital in Asmara? Question 3. What is the first name of the woman Quasimodo falls in love with in The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Question 4. What does an oologist study? Question 5. What was Che Guevara's first name? Question 6. A safer version of what technology was devised by Elisha Otis in 1852? Question 7. Which is the hardest substance in the human body? Question 8. Which federal agency shut down the containment unit in Ghostbusters? Question 9. What does aardvark mean in English? And question 10. Which brand of popular baked goods is owned and operated by Bimbo Bakeries USA? Submit your answers as soon as you can, please. I'll be back with the answers in round number 3, which is, fingers crossed, the no copyright strike video round that I spent far too long editing and really, really enjoyed. It's a good one. It's worth 20 points this week, 10 of which you probably won't get. But, that being said, CTAC, Team CTAC, can I see another camera for a second? Just, please. Alright, just a second. I'll get used to it. So, here's the thing. You got a perfect score for round number 1. That's amazing. Good job. But I got my eye on you. I know who you are. Got my eye on you. Just watch it. Some of these in the video round are going to be so difficult. If you know it, I'll be suspicious. I'll be back over here. Alright guys, we'll be back in, as I say, 8:01 on the dot. I will start the timer so you can keep track. Thank you all very much. Let me know if there's any issues with the video or audio. Thanks for playing. Submit your answers to thequizmister@gmail.com. Hello and welcome back. I believe we are still good to go. Let's make sure I didn't just mute anything by standing up weirdly. Everyone has submitted their answers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the, I think, 5 people who followed me on Twitch. I forgot. I didn't mean subscribe. I meant just follow. It's free. Don't worry about it. Came back a little early. Noise. It's fine. We're going to muscle through. That round was fun. I think one team did get a perfect round, but it wasn't that team. Here we go. Here are the answers to... Oh, that closed it. Isn't that interesting? Bear with me one moment. I apologize. I'm sure you can't hear that, right? I'm sure it's delightful. Here are the answers to round number 2. The movie Incubus, starring William Shatner, was filmed almost entirely in, not English, but Esperanto, a language that briefly existed. Question number 2. Asmara is the capital not of Ethiopia, which was a question last week, but Eritrea. The first name of the woman Quasimodo becomes obsessed with in The Hunchback of Notre Dame is Esmeralda. Didn't care about spelling. What does an oologist study? Not eyes, but eggs. What was Che Guevara's first name? Ernesto. I accepted Ernest. I'm not a monster. A safer version of what technology was devised by Alicia Otis in 1852? The elevator, or lift. Lift wouldn't have worked because of all the answers begin with the same letter of the alphabet. Question number 7. The hardest substance in the human body. Someone else wrote eyes for that too. It's enamel. Yeah, very good. It is enamel. Which federal agency shut down the containment unit in Ghostbusters? That was the EPA or the Environmental Protection Agency. Someone just wrote environment. Did I give them the answer? Did I give them the point? Yes, I did. Which agency is what I asked for? The Environmental Protection Agency. Aardvark in English means earth pig. Earth pig. And the brand of popular baked goods owned and operated by Bimbo Bakeries USA is Entenmann's. Entenmann's. Only did that question because I didn't know they were a subsidiary of Bimbo Bakeries. Everyone did really well on that one. That being said, I can tell the teams who are playing solo, welcome. That's awesome. You're only competing against one another. I also know there are at least three groups of people who are competing just against each other. Willkommen. The next round is the movie round. Now, I'm not going to make this more complicated than it needs to be, although, I really want to. You're going to see 10 clips of 10 movies. No TV shows. 10 clips, 10 movies. For 1 point, name each movie. For a bonus point, every single one of those movies is based on a book. But every book has a different name than the movie. So we get the ask. For 1 point, name the movie. For another point, name the book on which it is based. I only want the name of the book, not the author. In fact, anyone who puts down the author will make me very upset. So, I'm going to play this in a second. It's a couple minutes long. I will, as always, loop it so that you get to see it twice. Just a second, let me hit play on that. Make sure everything's fine in the chat. Everybody good? Should have a good transition to the the movie round. So again, your answers, I want two things per clip. I want the name of the movie as best as you can, as accurate as you can, and the name of the book on which it is based as best you can. Some of these are very hard, some of these are very easy. That's how trivia works. Hopefully no one gets a perfect score. If you get a perfect score in this one because of the book element of it, I'm going to be watching you. Hopefully we get no copyright strikes. I'm watching live, so Twitch is a lot faster than YouTube. If anyone has trouble finding Twitch, just go to quizmister.com. It'll redirect you there. Anyway, pens at the ready as if you're using pens. Let's go to the movie round. Fingers crossed. Okay, everyone. I'm going to play it again. Don't worry. I'm actually going to give you a little extra time than usual because there's so many points available. 20 points. Apologies to the gentleman in the chat who mentioned an answer. I had to mute you for obvious reasons. If you'd like to play, you can submit answers to the website, or sorry, the email address, thequizmister@gmail.com. That's on the screen. We start at 7 Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays. We're going to go ahead and play it again. I also wanted to have a quick little break because it helps them avoid copyright strike because they kind of stop paying attention. So I'm going to play it one more time, the whole way through. 1 point for the name of the movie, 1 point for the name of the book on which it's based, and they have different names. Every single one of them is different. We're going to go back. You're going to get to see it one more time. Here it is. All right, we're back. Thank you all for submitting your answers. I got all of them. We'll go through it together. Here are the answers for the movie round. Let me double check and there's no music playing. Yep, we're good to go. Still getting used to the setup. Thank you to everyone who subscribed both on YouTube and on Twitch. That's enough of that. Here are the answers to the movie round. Thank you for guessing. The people who just wrote random guesses. Loved it. That delighted me. Especially when they were the same joke from multiple teams. That was fun. Movie number 1 was Eyes Wide Shut, the Stanley Kubrick movie. The name of the novel is Trom Nouvelle, or The Dream Story. I also accepted. A team got that. I was suspicious. Because it's a very obscure one, but absolutely well done. Number 2 was Edge of Tomorrow, based on the short mini novel, I think it's called. All You Need Is Kill, which absolutely sounds like a James Bond movie I would watch. That's by Hiroshi Sakurazaka. No, I have it written down. Wouldn't have known that. Die Hard is based on a novel not called Nakatomi Plaza or The Tower, both of which are good titles, but not as good as Roderick Thorpe's title, Nothing Lasts Forever, which is a great title. Terrible book, let's be clear. Next up was Schindler's List, which is based on the movie, or based on the book, Schindler's Ark. Not the list, Schindler's Ark. I briefly thought that was the answer too. We're going to get to that in a second. Next was There Will Be Blood, which is based on the book by Upton Sinclair. Oil! Exclamation point. All caps! Exclamation point. OIL. Next was Total Recall, based on the short story by Philip K. Dick. We can remember it for you wholesale. Next was John Carter. So the book specifically it's based on is A Princess of Mars. But I did accept the Barsoom Chronicles and the Barsoom thingy because there are elements from actually multiple books. So, you know, I was real generous. If you named a book in the John Carter series, you got the point. Next up was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now, that's based on a book by Gray K. Wolfe. The teams who wrote Who Killed Roger Rabbit, I'm with you. I could have sworn that's what the book was called. Could have sworn. But I looked it up to get the author because I couldn't remember it. And it's not. It's Who Censored Roger Rabbit. Who Killed Roger Rabbit was, I think, a planned sequel. But in my head, I could have sworn that was the answer. So I'm with you. You still didn't get the point. Next up was Field of Dreams, based on the W.P. Kinsella novel Shoeless Joe. Which features the main character, who in the movie is James Earl Jones, in the book is J.D. Salinger. Anyway, and the final one was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was the movie, and the name of the book on which it's based is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, both by Roald Dahl. Maybe put a number in the end of it. How would I? No, it takes so long to edit already. Actually, I will actually consider that because I don't care about the order. It doesn't matter. It's not as though I'm going to think you confused There Will Be Blood with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I know which answer will be which. I know which wrong answer will be which. Trust me, I've been hosting trivia for 20 years. 25 years. Anyway, the final round is general knowledge. The scores are close, both at the top and the bottom. The battle for last place rages on apace. The final round, however, is general knowledge. Grab a sheet of paper. It's reflex. There'll be 10 questions, and then I'll be back with the final answers, scores, and who won. By the way, if you do have suggestions, there is a suggestion box on the Twitch page, which you can find at quizmaster.com. I genuinely do. I would like more input. This is a different medium. I enjoy it a great deal. In fact, it might be the perfect way to do trivia because I get to do trivia without having the, Here are the questions. Here's question number 1 in round number 4, the last round. Question number 1. Who immediately preceded Ronald Reagan as president of these United States? Who was the president of America immediately before Ronald Reagan? Question number 1 again. Who immediately preceded Reagan as president? Question number 2. Florence Nightingale pioneered the nursing profession during which war which took place in and around Ukraine? Question number 2 again. Florence Nightingale pioneered the nursing profession during which war, which took place in and around Ukraine? Now I remember why I didn't put numbers on the movie round. It's because it invariably obscures something I need you to see. I'll work on it though. I got a system. Question number 3. Which French music duo created the music for Tron Legacy and recorded the albums Homework, Discovery, and Human After All? Question number 3. Which French music duo created the music for the movie Tron Legacy and recorded the albums Homework, Discovery, and Human After All? Question number 4. Who was the first professional skateboarder to perform the 900? Who was the first professional skateboarder to perform the 900? That's 900. For those of you guessing, the question becomes, name a skateboarder. Back in my day, all skateboarders' names ended with Quist. Don't know why, they just did. Question number 4 for the last time. Who was the first professional skateboarder, to perform the 900? I say professional because who knows? Question 5. Which city is the capital of Louisiana? Which city is the capital of Louisiana? And for a bonus point, what does that mean in English? Which city is the capital of Louisiana? And for a bonus point, what does that city's name mean in English? Too much. I'm still getting used to the new format. Question number 5 for the last time. Which city is the capital of Louisiana? And for a bonus point, what does that city's name mean in English? Question number 6. Which aviator's son was kidnapped in what was called the crime of the century at the time? Which aviator's son was kidnapped in what was then called the crime of the century? Last names only, and I only care about spelling. Question number 6 for the last time. Which aviator's son was kidnapped in what was called then the crime of the century? Question number 7 for a possible 3 points. For a possible 3 points. Name the 3 Canadian territories. Name the 3 Canadian territories. For my Americans, name the 3 Canadian territories. Pardon me a moment. This is one of the problems with us all being split between Twitch, YouTube, and something else now that I think about it. Question number 7 for the last time. For 1 point apiece, name the 3 Canadian territories. Question number 8. Question 8. Which British company is the second largest candy company in the world after Mars? Which British company is the second largest candy company in the world after Mars? I'm going to move them. There we go. Question 8 for the last time. Which British company is the second largest candy company in the world after Mars? Question number 9. Which terrorist group's name means the base in Arabic? B-A-S-E. question number 9 again. Which terrorist group's name means in Arabic the base? B-A-S-E. Question number 10, the last question of this week's trivia, is which cartoon character had the very simple one-word catchphrase, despicable? Which cartoon character's catchphrase was the one-word expression, despicable? Here are those questions, done slightly too quickly. Submit your answers and I'll be back with the final scores right after this. But here are the questions again. Question number 1, who immediately preceded Reagan as president? Question 2, Florence Nightingale pioneered the nursing profession during which war which took place in and around Ukraine? Question 3, which French music duo created the music for Tron Legacy and recorded the albums Homework, Discovery, and Human After All? Question number 4, who was the first professional skateboarder to perform the 900? Question 5, which city is the capital of Louisiana? And for a bonus point, what does that name mean in English? Question 6, which aviator's son was kidnapped in what was then called the crime of the century? Question number 7, possible 3 points if you can name all 3 of Canada's 3 territories. Question 8, which British company is the second largest candy company in the world after Mars? Question 9, which terrorist group name means in English the base? And question 10, which cartoon character had the one-word catchphrase, despicable? Alright, it looks as though my keyboard has stopped working, which is very exciting. In the meantime, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Please submit your answers as quickly as possible. I will put up a timer, and I'll be back with the final answers soon. There we are. All right, thank you all. I have all of the answers have been submitted. I've done the final scores, and let's see who won. First of all, of course, let's do the answers. Thank you again to everyone who has followed on Twitch or subscribed on YouTube. It makes this a lot easier, and the more people who do that, the more inclined I will be to keep doing this beyond the point at which it is too time consuming and doesn't make any sense. Thank you all for playing. Here are the answers for the final general knowledge round. The president who immediately preceded Ronald Reagan was Carter. Florence Nightingale pioneered the nursing profession during the Crimean War. The French music duo who created the music for Tron Legacy are Daft Punk. The first skateboarder to perform the 900 was Tony Hawk. Yeah, everything's on. The capital of Louisiana is Baton Rouge, and in English that's Red Stick. I also accepted Red Bar or Red Pole. The aviator's son who was kidnapped in the crime of the century was Lindbergh. The 3 Canadian territories are the Yukon, the Northwest, and Nunavut. All very good jokes, everyone. Which British company is the second largest candy company in the world after Mars? That's Cadbury or Cadbury's. Accepted literally any spelling of that. Speaking of which, the terrorist group whose name means the base in Arabic is Al Qaeda. And thank you to the team who pointed out maybe I shouldn't ask for a dozen people to email me the word Al Qaeda. So I'll think of that more in future. It's usually a written round in a pub with people. And finally, the cartoon character who had the one-word catchphrase despicable was Daffy Duck. Here are the final scores. Very soon I'm going to have them up on the screen, and I'll do them at the halfway point as well, so you can all yell at each other. In the meantime, however, we had 10 teams. We had 9 places, which means there's a draw in there. Which means that in 9th place with 20 points is the team Your Ma. In 8th place with 26 points, well ahead of, indeed not last place, are 3 Wrongs Don't Make a Jang. Oh, I forgot I kept misdoing people's names last week. In 7th place with 34 points are Let's Get Quizzical. With 36 points in 6th place are Gotta Keep 'Em Isolated. In 5th place with 37 points, congratulations here for the beer. In 4th place with 40 points are the team 5 on It. In 3rd place, missing out on the tie for 2nd by 2 points. In 3rd place with 45 points are Highlighter Ink Shortage. Welcome back. And in joint 2nd place, both with 47 points, are the teams Quentin Quarantinos and SeaTac, both of whom got a perfect score in the most recent round. I don't want to forget, so did a Highlighter Ink Shortage, by the way. Perfect score. Which means that in first place with 48 points, first place by a single point, are the team in the money. Congratulations, you will be our reigning champions next week, which earns you, I mean nothing. I'll be back in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Be good. Stay safe. Do well. In the meantime, if you have any suggestions, you can submit them at the Twitch page. You can subscribe there, and it'll warn you about when I'm actually doing this. But it'll be the same bat time, same bat channel. And I will see you again next week. Thank you all so much.